Welcome to the Feats and Fables 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons streaming game just for adventurers like you.
Like me.
Like you.
Like me.
Like you. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you get your quality podcasts just by searching for Feats and Fables. You want to watch us live and chat with us, please join us on Twitch from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday nights. Our entire backlog, which is 42 shows now, I think, is on our YouTube channel. I'm Paige Lightman, your DM, and I'd like to welcome you to Aglarond, a peaceful pastoral land of half-elves. Our heroes of Aglarond are part of the Foresters, an elite unit of scouts and rangers charged with defending Aglarond's borders, particularly against undead from the evil fascist nation of Thay. The heroes have recovered a mythal artifact that has dragged them into the Feywild and into a conflict with the Shadowfell. Our heroes are trying to find a way to repair a tear between the two planes so they can take the mythal back to defend Aglarond. Previously on Feats and Fables, our heroes were heading to the destroyed winter city of Cendriane just to try and go through the rift to the Shadowfell. But first, they've stopped to chat with an ancient Eladrin tree. So let's meet our heroes. That is where you hit this button, Joe, yes. We're with me here. It's like he's out of practice or something.
Yeah, who knows why.
Yeah.
We're
All right.
Internet work.
So we have Victor Toussaint, a human eldritch knight fighter played by Ron Frankie.
Talking to a tree wizard's the most normal thing that's happened recently.
We have Wildfire, a Fire Genasi evoker wizard played by Joe Streaky.
So, Paige, would you say this tree is made of wood?
It is. I would like to inform everyone here this tree is indeed made of wood. If you want to throw down and start trying to set it on fire, just let me know. I actually plan for that contingency.
See, it's important because you asked that, you got a direct answer. If Ron had asked that, it would have been, wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah. Starting off with the puns early, sir.
It'll be yet another asbestos tree.
Yep. We also have Ross, a lizard folk Drake Warden Ranger Barbarian, played by Coda of Codab Games.
Hello, everyone.
And we have Malagar, a Drow Twilight Cleric, played by Dr. Andrew Wong.
I can feel the Feywild changing me, and I like it.
And last, but certainly not least, we have Belwyn, a Dwarven Paladin Princess, played by Ben Heisel.
No, wait, that's me. Wait, are we playing D&D again? I thought we had stopped doing that on this channel.
Hey, tough crowd. But everybody's here, everybody's healthy, everybody's job is behaving, so woohoo!
Let's not jinx it.
You know, right? All right. So, where were we? Last we left our heroes.
Left our heroes page. They were dancing to Brother Founder 7. Resubscribe.
What? All right. Let me get our dance music up.
You're too early, Mike. You're too early, Mike. You're going to run out of energy. You're going to run out. There you go.
Woohoo!
Joe, the energy of a barbarian never runs out.
Can you not hear the music?
I'm not hearing the music.
I can hear
Oh,
it.
there we go. It finally showed up.
Hooray!
Yay, music! Yay, Brother Flounder! Actually, y'all don't know, but Brother Flounder and I discuss this campaign sometimes, and they come up with beautiful ideas. So I must give them a huge thank you for all the creativity that you have sparkled in my direction.
So what you're saying is we now know who to blame.
Right?
No, no.
I mean, we get to blame 7 months of subscription on terrible ideas given to Paige.
It actually, like, their ideas are more kind to you than mine are.
Of course they are.
Of course they
Not
are.
that that's a real high bar, but
Stands to reason.
Yes.
Paige, perhaps I could take this time to say that for anyone who is interested on our Discord channel, which is found below us, there is a text channel that's just titled Evil Ideas for Paige. So far, it is conspicuously empty.
You are also absolutely free to send me your evil ideas as a DM on Twitch. Not on Twitch, DM on Twitter, that other thing.
You know, that place.
That place.
You know, a place that does
The DMs.
The DMs. Pop into her DMs, everybody.
Yeah, the DM of the DMs is in. Yeah. Anyhow, so you had been talking to Yarrow, a massive treant who is also an Eladrin, because the Eladrin are. They do not tolerate being bossed into one form or another very well, so they tend to, change. But it's this kind of huge Eladrin treant, and Yarrow had been having a conversation with Wildfire about the particulars of the spell needed to seal the rift between the Feywild and the Shadowfell that is allowing Shadowfell forces to come through and raid, particularly aided by mortal wizards. Mortal wizards, who our heroes have found out, have shaved heads and wear red robes.
Weird.
Which doesn't mean that they could only be the red wizards of Fae, but it's how the smart money gets spent.
Sounds like a coincidence to me.
Yes, completely coincidental.
Quinky dink. What?
Yes. So, right as we had left off last time, Yarrow said, there's one thing I must tell you before you head into the Shadowfell.
I feel like on the bingo board, we need to have Paige uses a character voice that is incredibly slow to torture us, because this is a recurring thing that we've got going on in this, basically any game with Paige.
Of course, it works.
It does work.
What is it?
If
you fall asleep?
If you go into the Shadowfell unprotected as mortals, it will surely change you. I can offer you a measure of protection if you want. Unfortunately, those changes would also be permanent. The creature shifts its orangey yellow eyes towards Victor and says, "You've already been changed enough."
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I feel like I need to have a drink because Ron was like, "I'm sure I won't get changed more," earlier on the pre-show. And we're just like, will you?
I get a notebook and annotate bone density versus rock plus more bone, and I put my notebook away.
So, what kind of changes are we talking about with this protection you're talking about?
Every living thing has some sort of faint connection to the Feywild. If I change you to emphasize those traits, then that will offer you a small measure of protection from the negative energy of the Shadowfell.
But don't all living things also have a small connection to the Shadowfell as well?
Not in a physical sense, but only in the sense of their fate. For all mortal things are destined to die. So you spend the living part of your existence connected to the Feywild, however faintly, and the dead part of your existence connected to the Shadowfell, however faintly.
Does it change your calculations if we've already died once?
The tree tilts its head to the side and thinks for a few minutes. And I do actually mean a few minutes. Like, you've got time for a bathroom break, but not quite like a short rest.
Did I break him?
It doesn't change the calculations, but if you have died before, you must be very careful in the Shadowfell.
What if I've recently drank a not insignificant amount of Shadowfell blood? Shadowfell, is that it? Am I getting my evil Fae references?
It was evil Fae, not Shadowfell.
Okay.
I was about to say, what if I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night? Like, how does that have to fucking do with anything? But then you pulled it out. Wait, how much did you drink?
I don't know. The last 48 hours are mostly a blur.
Well, I mean, you and me both, but that's largely because we didn't play for like 3 weeks. I don't remember what happened yesterday in game, so...
Hey, get off of my excuse, Ben!
So what would increasing our connection to the Feywild do? Would it interrupt our long-term journey of our souls?
No. It might affect the living part of your existence some.
Wait, some like what?
The treant makes a giant leafy, branchy shrug because it's a wintertime. Some. It's hard for me to quantify it in mortal terms.
You'll probably turn green. Not so bad.
Purple? How about purple?
I was about to say, as long as I don't turn purple, I should be fine.
Being
Only
turned
one
purple
person-
is a fate worse than death.
It's only happened to one character in all of our games.
And that character has never been heard from again.
And
Yeah.
yet we all fear it still to this day.
Look, guys. Everybody makes critical failures sometimes, Ron. I'm sorry. How was I supposed to know that tincture had permanent skin effects?
I should have just thrown you off the boat.
I mean, it was full of potassium permanganate. You knew it was going to turn something purple.
None of my characters in or out of real life know what potassium permanganate is.
I was mostly hopeful it would turn the insides purple.
We should probably clue in our listening audience as to this particular reference.
Yeah, don't drink any potassium manganate that any of my characters ever give you. Done.
Ever.
Amazing.
Not a good plan.
In Deadlands, I created a snake oil salesman, and sometimes his potions worked. Sometimes they turned you purple.
Those are both true things.
Well, okay, wait. Back up. How is the first one a true thing?
I was going to say, I don't know that we ever saw them actually work. Other than to work to turn people purple, which is not actually what we wanted to begin with.
I feel like he had to have at some point done something noteworthy. Perhaps not. So, luckily, I am already changed. Are the rest of you going to undergo it? I mean, what's the worst case if you get a little shadow infected? You'll just start wearing heavy eye makeup and piercings, right?
You know, I had these clove cigarettes once, and they really weren't too bad.
I will take the protection you offer.
The Eladrin nods solemnly. Anyone else?
I will as well. I detest eyeshadow.
That seems so odd. I always thought Malagar would dig it.
No. The goth look, strictly not for me.
But wait, like Draugoths put like silvery eyeliner on.
They wouldn't use eyeshadow. They'd use eye brightener, I guess.
Exactly.
I was gonna say,
It's still called eyeshadow, even if it's a bright color.
I can't afford to risk my look become darker. It would just throw off my whole thing.
Mhm.
And I'd have to change my wardrobe.
You have to buy whole new sets of leathers. Like,
Yes.
do you have any idea
Yes.
how much he's invested? Any
Most-
idea?
Yes.
Most of the people that made have long since passed away. So
It's very true.
They're boutique. I mean,
Are they both boutique and ancestral at this point because you had them so long?
That's just how my wardrobe rolls. In fact, that's why I'm adventuring. Because I'm slowly trying to replace pieces in my wardrobe, and it's costing me a fortune.
I thought you were adventuring. Okay.
It's a wide variety of reasons.
So that's 2 takers.
Woo! Thank you, Dragon Slayer.
How about the princess and the pea?
Well, as the princess.
Nice
Wait.
one, Coda. Well, I mean, Ross and Belwyn are now engaged, because remember, you gave Ross that knee? That got on a knee and gave Ross that ring?
No.
So,
I,
if you're a princess and he's married to you, that makes him a princess too, right?
No.
That's how royalty works.
That's not how any of this works.
I like all this. All this stands to reason.
If Wildfire is accepting the blessing, the protection, then I suppose it is safe.
The Treant looks at Belwyn.
Ugh. All right, fine, sure, let's do it.
All right, so coiling out from the ground around your feet are roots and little tiny bright yellowy green leaves pop out of them, and they start kind of coiling around everybody but Victor.
I'm sorry, Paige. I just instinctually start rolling up my sleeve.
I
I think I still get room right here.
Yeah,
Maybe up here.
fair enough. Right, Malagar did officiate the marriage.
Yes, by the power invested in me.
So
By the Acme Clerical Corporation of Aglaron.
It's okay, Ben. A couple seasons from now, we're going to find out that his cleric license lapsed for like that brief period, and so everything he did within that period is null and void.
and you won't be married anymore, then that's going to be some drama.
Awkward.
That season of this pod or of this show is just going to write itself.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very careful about my licensing, but we can talk annulments later.
It's funny because someone who is a regular watcher of the show said, it seems like a lot of what that they're running into is the consequences of their own actions. And I'm like...
Wait, what?
Never once.
That's not how D&D works.
All right. So what happens is the roots start coiling around you like almost like a living basket of roots. And you see...
Oh, he's Groot.
Yes, and you see small white flowers with yellow centers start to bloom on the inside. And then there's a brilliant flash of yellow-orange light and a titanic roar. And Belwyn's basket just splits apart like it's been blown apart by a grenade. And a faintly glowing yellowish-orange radiant lion is sitting there. And she takes one look, Lioness, takes one look at the Treant and says, no. It's one look at the Treant and says...
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Do the rest of us actually see that, or are we all encased in roots as well?
Y'all are encased in roots.
Does
Victor sees it. And of course, for Belwyn does. The lioness continues She is mine. I will protect her.
Well, all right then.
I draw my sword and look in all different directions.
I mean, all you see is this faintly glowing yellow-orangish lioness.
What's happening?
You can.
What the hells was that?
What?
No.
First of all, not hells. We're in the wrong part for that. And second of all, paladin shite. It's all good.
Go on.
I'm
Don't
sure
worry
it's
about
fine. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it won't affect anyone ever again.
You'll just continue to go about your business with getting, your tree animals.
Is this
Oh,
is this someone I recognize?
I don't know. Make me a. Do I recognize that slightly glowing lioness thing?
Is
I
this more
sure do.
Arcana
They
or
don't see him.
religion?
So, Joe, you recognize this as clearly an exarch of Novanian.
sure.
In fact, it's probably not physically present in the Feywild. It's probably merely just an intention of the goddess made something like solid. Wow,
Yeah.
Malgar pulls it out too.
That green 19 with the -1.
I mean,
That's
bless his heart.
glorious.
Beautiful.
So how is Belwyn reacting to all of this?
I mean, Belwyn's cool.
Okay.
I mean, like, Belwyn's actually a paladin, so yeah, it's just like, oh, alright, cool. We're doing this now. I didn't really want you to begin with, so this is awesome. With a side order of, can I pet the kitty?
There's only one way to find out. How brave are you?
My heart is full of bravery. I reach out my hand and attempt to pet the kitty.
All right. When you do so, there is a divine.
Nope.
Just for a
I just
moment.
muted.
What?
We've missed the last sentence there.
We got the purring part.
Oh, okay. Like the ground shakes as the giant cat angel intention purrs, and she nudges her hand into yours a little more, and you can feel a pulse of warmth and power roll through you. And Victor, what you see is actual lines of golden red energy curling through the contours of Elwyn's face and gear and body, and it kind of sort of wraps around her pick. And the head of the war pick now looks like a lion.
Ooh, that looks pretty cool.
Yes. The giant cat touches her nose to Belwyn's cheek and says, "Be careful, my child. You're a warrior and you protect your pack."
Pride, you mean?
There's a dog here, so it's technically a pack, but whatever.
Oh, right. I was like, wait a minute, which one of us is playing the dog furry? And then I was like, wait a minute, we have an NPC.
Yes. Yeah, the dog is looking real quiet and respectful right now. That is not the cat to chase. With that, the cat, giant cat, lioness, stands up, turns around twice, and strolls off into the Feywild with her tail curled in kind of a question mark.
Oh. That was awesome.
All right.
What's happening out there? Is everything okay?
Everything's
not
great.
So while that is going on, y'all find that roots start growing up against your skin and kind of like mashing you into funny. And then they start actually growing through your skin, which feels like it might be something that should hurt, but it actually doesn't hurt at all.
This is fine. This is all fine.
Yes.
I saw this Evil Dead.
I don't
This
think
is
I have.
one of the more unusual facials I've had.
Yes. So, Malagar, you feel the roots growing in and through your eyes.
No! Oh, that's strange.
It's strange, but it's not painful. It is
No!
Ross, you feel them growing
I
in
focus them into my arm.
Nope, in and through your skull. And
That's not even an orifice.
I know.
Bonus hole.
The thing is, the vines aren't exactly like solid matter, so they can exist in the same space as your current matter.
Like your skull. To be fair, all of our skulls are mostly empty space anyway.
Right?
Hmm.
Eladrin can capitalize on that.
Down at the electron level, everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, who gets the sounding?
All magic is just subatomic
No.
particles. It's fine.
And Wildfire, you feel the vines growing, like not growing, but moving through your chest and down into your arms.
Sure.
And then after a moment, the feeling fades. The branches around you rapidly senesce, the flowers wilt, the leaves turn dark green, then yellow, then orange, then red, then brown, and crumble away, and the baskets around you crumble.
That was by far the most disturbing thing I have experienced as part of this troop.
Fourth worst for me.
As a DM, I want to know what the other three are.
You have to wonder.
Third, maybe.
No, Paige. Joe is setting a bar. Now you have to go over it.
I think so.
But only to Joe's character. Do not. That was
No, there's
awful,
never
My bar's
splash
right here.
damage.
I'm
Never,
okay
never
if you
once.
go under it.
Yeah, no, never splash damage. I'm sure you're fine.
So one thing we did need to do is this ritual is uncompleted, and I was hoping to get some assistance from you to help me complete the ritual.
Yes, I believe I can. Your short-lived, quick-thinking mortal magic actually lends some elements to it that Eladrin are unlikely to utilize. I fear we must study a bit.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
All right. So roots once again start coiling up around you.
Sure.
And as they grow around you, you are moved into a communion with the Treant Eladrin's mind, in which you can have a very rapid conversation about some very deep magical stuff.
Sure. Sounds great.
The rest of you see Wildfire's figure developed in kind of a living reed basket. And what do you do?
I'll eat an apple.
Sure.
Delicious.
Feely comes over to kind of sniff at Belwyn, and you can tell that the dog is now making like fear attitude, like her ears are back, and she kind of is coming in like in that ready to startle mode.
I mean, good.
No, go ahead. All you.
Good. I insist.
I just would say you want to have a who's first off. We can roll initiative for it. But anyways, Bellin will be somewhat amused by this. Is still going to be the same bright and cheerful, not quite Disney princess, but is going to be still super kind to Philly and have treats and all that jazz. So
It takes a few moments for you to win Feely back over. She had been like permanently attached to your knee by the time you got to camp, given the amount of treats.
mm-hmm.
But there's definitely something about you now that it has kind of spooked her.
Well, the good news is I still have plenty of treats.
You do.
When I see that Wildfire has been absorbed, I don't know. That's
Basketed.
Yes, I'm gonna kind of throw my hands up and go to the. Are we in a tree?
Nope. The
At
tree
a
is
tree?
at a tree.
Okay, so I'm
Kind
just
of
gonna
the-
start making rounds and patrolling and just be on the lookout for any sort of danger. And I'm gonna go ahead and summon up Goose.
Okay. So when Goose gets there, you automatically realize that there's something a little different about her.
She
Is-
just
Is she
always changes her wardrobe.
a Fey Dragon? Because I've seen her as Fey Dragon.
Sure. Nope, she's got 6 eyes. 2 down below, and then kind of 4 across this way.
Ooh.
Is everything okay, Goose? I haven't seen this before.
She, wiggles her hind end and puts her paws up on you and tries to lick you.
I mean, is her tongue normal? Or is it also going to come out as some sort of, body horror abomination? Since we're apparently doing that tonight.
I think you answered your own question.
What is this tonight? Like, where have you been for all of this game?
No, it's a normal draconic tongue.
Okay, she just has 6 eyes?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
And actually, as you get close and look, you can see another set of bumps kind of beside her normal eyes. Looks like there might be another pair coming
in. I will have to remember to ask Wildfire if you are perhaps descendant from the dragon spider dragons.
She waggles her hind end some more, and then plays games with turning from her normal shape to a fairy dragon, from her normal shape to a fairy dragon.
Now,
She's trying to get like moth wings versus butterfly wings versus dragonfly wings.
when you say normal, is like 8 eyes the new normal here?
Well, it's like 6 and 2 halves, but yes.
Sure, so 7 eyes, is that the new normal here?
Yeah.
Okay.
6 and 2 halves. Like, what?
She's got another couple bumps coming in, but they're not really eyes yet.
Is she bigger? Like, I do a full once-over on like, veterinary once-over on...
Sure, she looks like she's put on some muscle mass in her chest and shoulders, and she's a full handspan longer than she used to be.
Wow.
Now, some of that changes with her appearance changes, but...
I also don't like the looks of these bumps on your back. As I will point to 2, like, large abnormal lumps right where her, like, scapula would be.
Sure. Yeah, she turns around and gets her face in there and, like, she's much more prehensile than a dog because she's built on a serpentine frame. But she gets her head around and nibbles at them to, like, flea bite and scratch them. They must be itchy, whatever they are.
I will have to keep an eye on these.
Just one.
Let's go then. It's time to get the cone of shame. Well, luckily, I've got this lovely handmade cone of shame for all of your ranger needs. This one was made out of some sort of goblin flesh, I think, so,
Wait, is this a repurposed loincloth?
Yes.
No.
Everything is a
No.
cloth.
No.
Why is it?
Definitely not.
No.
Why is it semi-rigid?
It's the new product on my Etsy store, y'all. Okay. Now that Goose has her cone of shame on, we go about our patrol.
Okay. She does not like the cone of shame.
I mean, what dog does?
Feely also goes with you as you search around, and she apparently enjoys Goose's company tremendously. So they spend a lot of time crashing through the brush.
That's fair. I'll allow it as long as they, especially Goose, like Feely. I don't care if she listens to my commands or not, but she will get treat rewards, just like Goose does.
Okay, yeah, they stay relatively close.
Wait a minute, if you're spoiling Philly, I'm coming along.
Sure enough.
Excellent.
Easy to do.
All right.
Victor, what are you and Malagar doing?
I suppose we're probably pretty safe in the environs of Yarrow. So I think I might just do some sword forms and try and get more in tune with the changes that have been wrought in the blade
Sure.
and in myself. Try and switch it between its primary and secondary forms.
Yeah, about half the time it takes a move action, and about half the time it takes a standard action. But you're getting faster all the time.
Malaga is going to go and tap on this sort of basket and go, "Oh, this is a very nice in basketing."
I mean, it seems to be pretty thorough.
Yes, people. This is some of the finest work I've seen. I'll have to ask him more about that later. But I am also really curious what has happened. Well, I guess to myself, since Victor didn't have to be touched here. So Malaga is going to spend a moment and try and self-diagnose whatever the hell that was that just happened with the penetrating vines.
Okay. So it takes a moment, and it's not until you get out a mirror.
Yes.
And when you do, you notice that your eyes have changed color. They are now an actually rather fetching shade of like tanzanite purple. So it's kind of a bluish, on the bluish
Ooh.
end of purple.
That is a good look.
And it's they kind of shade from a more bluish color to a more purplish color, like the eyes of the Eladrin.
Of course.
And despite the fact that the sun it's still above the horizon, though you're tending towards sunset, you feel no discomfort from the sun at all.
Huh. Well, maybe I didn't need this eye patch after all.
Maybe we should test your dark vision really quick, see if it still goes super far.
Right? Malaga will actually try it with and without the eye patch a few times just to see
Doesn't
if it...
seem to make a difference.
Huh. Should've done this ages ago. Is there anything else I can tell about what this effect is?
So you seem to be I always got the impression Malagar was a bit on the short side.
I don't know. I thought it was average, but whatever.
Sure.
I mean, he's no
Malagar.
Zasper.
Malagar
is tall. So he is definitely taller and leaner, and has more accentuated features. Like his eyes have a larger tilt to them. His ears are longer and pointier. You look a little more Eladrin-esque.
Yeah. I'll have to get these pants retailored as well.
They're a little short, a little comfortable in the crotch. Right. So, y'all are just hanging out for a while?
Unless there's screaming coming from the basket.
Nope.
Oh, wait. I'll lean over and I put the lotion in the basket.
If Belwyn hasn't noticed by the time she and the Kushi get back from patrol, I'll mention while you were communing with your protective spirit, they made changes to your arsenal.
Well, did they? Did they make changes to my arsenal? What changes did you make, Eugen? What changes?
It might just be
You're
ornamental,
quiet.
but your war pick got modified. I hope it wasn't like a ancient dwarven treasure or something.
Oh no! My mom really is really just completely sodden with disappointment that I'm not following Beranar or Moradin or honest dwarven pantheon god. So no, I had to have this specially made.
All right. Well, then you probably won't mind that it now looks like a kitty cat.
I turn around and I look at its big white face and its pink whiskers. And I'm like, oh, this one looks great.
It looks like a ferocious, roaring lioness.
Oh, all right. So it's good. Well, that's great. I mean, a petted. Does it do anything different?
So when you pet it, fire licks across the pick itself, but it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, well, that's neat.
Kurgosh, my friend, you get a point of inspiration. At your next D&D game, you tell them, Paige said you get a point of inspiration. Kurgosh wondered, does your god have an evil twin called Yes Banyan?
Yes, but Yes Banyan has an evil goatee, so that's how you know. Mirror universe.
Yep.
Well, that's neat. I go off and say a little prayer, and then come back and hang out because are there any branches around?
I mean, it's a forest.
Great.
In the wintertime, there's all kinds of branches.
Oh, great. We're gonna make sure that Philly is a branch manager by the time we're done. All kinds of fetch.
Okay, you may have a point of inspiration for the puns and your consistent Disney princessing.
Stop trying to make fetch a thing.
Fetch is definitely a thing when we have dog-like critters
you can try to play fetch with Goose, but anytime she gets the stick, it like catches on fire or dissolves in acid, or it's like a icicle when she brings it back.
Yeah, that's why we don't play fetch with Goose nearly as much.
You just throw a ball for her to consume.
Yeah, I mean at that point.
Just throw pine cones.
She does love pine cones. She rips off all the spiky bits.
Like an artichoke, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So after a while, the basket around Wildfire shreds, and Joe, Wildfire and Yarrow have come to various magical conclusions that are highly technical.
Excellent.
About how they could definitely seal it. However, once it's sealed, that spot will be weak and will have to be guarded pretty thoroughly for a while afterwards to make sure it heals.
Sure, but time is meaningless to Eladrin, so who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly so.
One thing I was concerned about is, like, who's going to cast it on this side?
Yarrow will definitely be doing that.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
I do not believe that Nobanyan is supposed to be Aslan. While I deeply enjoy that character, it becomes kind of paternalistic as well. So Nobanyan is very definitely a lioness and a goddess of, protection and royalty?
Yes, protection, royalty, ferocity, nobility, yada yada.
Yeah. So definitely taking different paths than Aslan. Right. Yes. So Yarrow was going to cast the spells on this side.
Cool.
Is there any way we could leave Wildfire here and take Yarrow with us?
Yes, this was Joe's big lead up to his character swap.
It's like, I want to play a tree.
Nailed it.
Amazing.
Why would we want to bring a tree? I feel like that would slow us down, Commander.
That is an excellent point.
Whatever your
Excellent
ranking
point.
is.
Sadly, much like the rest of the Feywild creatures, he cannot easily travel into the Shadowfell.
I thought that's why he was wearing a tree like a spacesuit. So he'd be safe inside the tree.
Nah, he kind of is the tree.
Oh, he went full. You should never go full.
Never go full what?
I don't know.
There are no words you can say.
I mean, it's something. Certainly something.
Not get you in trouble, so...
Tree. He went full
Full
tree.
tree.
Yeah,
You
you
went
should
full
never
tree.
go full tree.
Never
Just
go full tree.
wear it like a spacesuit. All right, well, these are all good things.
Yes, I think we have a workable plan. We just now need to figure out how we're going to get around that ghost.
Well, I'm going to get around it by staying within 10 feet of Belwyn.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean-
ghost.
One more time, Ben.
I said ghost.
Ah. I mean, I'm gonna, now that you've mentioned the ghost, I'm gonna turn to the Eladrin and say, you wouldn't happen to know anything about the ghosts that protect the Tear. What they're weak to, what they seek.
The ghost of Rastiel has no particular weakness. He's angry that his city was destroyed, even though he voluntarily chose to be destroyed with it and serve as its guardian. He will be highly motivated to repair the tear. However, the ghost that he is no longer truly Rastiel. It's just a impression of his psyche. His life was used to empower the spells that hold Cendriane out of time.
It seems like hitting something like that really hard would not be very effective.
It will not hurt him for long. It will cause him to become so powerless that he must regrow his powers. It will suffice for a short time.
It'll discorporate him. It'll be fine.
Yes. You should be careful, though. There are ballymogs about there as well.
There's a what?
If we don't know what they are, can they still hurt us?
Easy for you to say.
I mean, Paige, do we know what a ballymog is?
I mean, you can make me a do I know what a ballymog is with a nature check.
Can I just simply ask what the fuck's a ballywog?
Belwyn has excellent instincts.
Ross, they are a type of cold weather fae that superficially look like bears or dogs or elk, but that are actually avatars of cold weather, and they have a bunch of different cold-based powers. Usually breath weapons.
Spirits of cold, my most hated of foes. I take out my ranger card and check favor to enemy, and it says right here, all things cold. Sure, it's written in crayon, but it counts.
In kind of a lizard man, it was written originally in lizard folk writing, and then scraped off, and then rewritten in common.
But he still really believes it, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
All you gotta just believe in it enough.
That is how the Feywild works. Yes. The Treant nods. Yes. The ballymogs are creatures of winter. They're quite fierce. Cluricons as well. Also winter spirits. They're pretty angry.
Wait, is there anything we can do about them in particular?
You will have to drive them away by force, I fear.
Is there any part of that force that's particularly good at driving them away? Like
Fire magic. They won't like that at all.
well, it's a good thing we've got. And then I look over at Wildfire and remember that he's all.
I got that in spades.
Sure,
I got all this stuff right here, man.
I mean, many druids have powerful fire magic, so it's possible that.
Ron has been just vicious ever since Sunday afternoon. Like vicious. I don't know what they're putting in his tea these days, but
It's amazing. It's
Get
amazing.
me some.
All right.
So,
I thank you kindly for your knowledge and your assistance, and I hope that we can heal this tear.
I hope that we can too. It's going to be difficult.
so we're gonna go through the city, find the tear, and then we just kind of walk through it. We
I hold
need
up. I reach into my bag, my sock, and pull out a giant knife
Is the knife for both ways or just for one way?
for both ways.
Oh, right, because they've got it sealed now. Okay.
Yes, that
Well,
will. Rowan's knife, actually Rastiel's knife, will be able to cut through the spells that hold the city out of time, at least for a short moment.
Well, great. That sounds fantastic.
And it'll be kind of self-evident where to do that.
Wildfire believes so.
Okay. Well, hopefully the ghost won't target Wildfire.
Self-evident, highly complicated mathematical formulas to pinpoint the place. They're the same.
Yeah.
Ley lines
That'll
are
be fine.
involved, also calculus. Like, it's a wizard thing.
I'm sure.
And
it'll
then
be
the
fine.
application of strategic application of fire once we get there.
Yes.
Go on.
Oh man, it's so good we're bringing a fire mage with all of his fire that is definitely working and has absolutely no flaws.
I got so much fire, guys. It's great.
Listen, we have a clear super weapon. What could go wrong in this place where the rules are turned upside down?
Great.
Well-
That.
Also, none of us are not at all spiritually made of wood now or anything.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
No.
I mean, I'm physically made of wood now. Does that count?
No.
Oh, okay,
So-
good.
Coda, Ross doesn't notice any particular changes,
No, God,
but
no.
you've got kind of a headache. And it's real weird. It's like right here.
Uh-oh.
And when you reach up and pet that,
I can only assume it's
rub
my
your head.
sweet new tree tattoos.
no, there's like lumps under the skin about the size of a golf ball.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's all.
Mm,
Maybe you're
probably
growing extra
fine.
eyes.
no, sweet tooth.
Yes.
I have
Malaga
some
will
opinions on that.
unprompted reach up and sort of rub Ross's forehead. Oh, that is interesting.
What are you doing?
There's one here and one here.
Are they symmetrical?
Yep.
You've got nubs, Ross.
That's personal.
Malagar, I don't think you should talk about another man's nubs.
I often do,
I was about to
actually.
say, I
That's
don't think
fair, that's
Malagar's
fair.
ever not talked about another one's nubs.
He's only ever talking about another man's nubs.
So I'm gonna reach up and feel them. Like, I mean, are they under the skin? Like, or
Yeah.
under the
Scales.
scales?
Under the scales, definitely attached to the skull.
Can you do anything about the Malaga?
I mean,
Malaga will kind of move to a more full-scale skull massage to sort of map them out.
I'll kind of lean down a little bit to give you better access to the top of my head.
Malagar, you feel like throwing me another nature check?
Sure, that's maybe I can tell what type of.
Surely you
Alder,
can pull another 20 out of there.
What could go wrong? Listen,
I mean, our die rolls so far are a 25 and 2
I'm not
19s,
arguing. Like,
so...
let's,
Nailed it!
excellent. So what does the hard
This is
science?
exciting.
What does the hard science of phrenology tell Malagar about our friend Ross?
Andrew, I'll let you just go ahead and make it up.
I mean, if we
That's-
need like 5 minutes, this might be close enough for you to think of something.
That's
Ross.
worse. You get how that's worse, right?
Ross, now you're one. I would say definitively that you're now one part Eastern walnut. You should be careful of funguses. I think that will actually be your greatest foe going into this whole mess, and really anywhere where. So I've I'm going to sketch out a handy guide towards different blights and other things that you should definitely avoid resting near.
So I heard what you said, but in my mind, and as you were giving me this deep tissue scout massage,
Yes.
Ross gets really excited and says, "Mira."
What? Oh, no. Remember, she's passed, unfortunately.
She's not growing inside of you or anything.
That seems like something Mira would want to do, though.
What's that?
Catalog and categorize the growth of trees and fungi. For a second, you sounded very similar to her.
Funny about that. Well, this may be your wooden brain playing tricks on you at this point, but I will take this as a compliment, as an honor that I have said something that reminds you of her, given how much you've held her in esteem.
I will cherish her blessing always. Nope, it's too late. Too late, Wildfire. Too late. Let me tell you
What
about
is
my
it?
newfound
Wildfire,
religion,
are you
which is
suffering facial
reincarnation.
paralysis?
Let me tell you about my newfound religion, reincarnation.
Hi.
The Eladrin told me all about it. It's totally legit.
Wildfire, are you suffering facial fixation from the wood growing inside your skull?
Nope, I'm just letting it go. I'm gonna let it go. Ross can believe all of his crazy BS. It'll be fine.
I mean, really,
times.
it makes about as much sense as any religion. They're all kind of hogwash anyways.
You are aware you're a cleric, right?
What?
Certified
I
in
should know. I sent off for a mail order package for less than 50 gold pieces to become a fully licensed cleric.
And it took 2 whole weeks to get there? 2 weeks! If that is not enough to make you not believe in God, what is?
Yes.
2
Yes.
Not to
I
mention
mean,
the night classes, Victor. The night classes.
while you were conveniently invined, I did just witness the messenger of, I believe, Belwyn's god, or at least patron-s person, like literally manifested in front of me and got pets. So
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure there's gods. And
Which
or gods.
dovetails oddly, though, with their whole, theology, I would say.
Wait, which will what?
I'm just saying, you
What?
gave your goddess pets. Isn't that strange?
I mean,
Why
if
are
were
you
a
why are you
goddess-
grinding your fingers together a bit like scissoring?
I don't judge.
Victor.
Well, I do judge, but only in good ways, really.
No, it wasn't the goddess. It was a messenger person.
Right.
All I'm saying, Malagar had been Pintalar Prime. It should have taken 2 days to get there. 2 days!
Victor, as fascinating as this conversation has become,
Yes.
don't you think we should be having it while we're on the move?
Well, time has no meaning in the Feywild, my friend. But I believe we had gotten everything we needed, and we're heading off to the cursed city of coldness, dragging Ross, kicking and screaming.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie, Ross had literally not even considered the fact that they're heading into a city themed around winter until those spirits came up. So, yay!
Winter Wonderland,
Like,
just for you.
Have you looked at what I've been showing on Roll20?
Mm-mm. No. Why would he
No.
do that?
He doesn't do that. We don't do that here.
Spoilers, Paige. Spoilers.
Paige, I haven't needed to roll dice in like 3 sessions. It's great.
You just rolled dice earlier tonight.
So we try and walk towards the city. Is the Kushi still guiding us, or
Yeah.
excellent?
So, Feely, the Kushi, guides you, and as you walk, the sun sets, and a flickering aurora springs to life overhead. Ross, it's still pretty dim light in times where the aurora flickers out and before it flickers on again. It's real damn dark out there.
This is literally the worst place I've ever been.
It's beautiful.
And I've died.
You were
You got better.
You were only partially dead.
You got better.
No, you were really dead, but regardless, you notice you don't have any problem seeing in the dark.
Oh, great.
I never had problems seeing in the dark.
I was about to say, what problems?
Is anyone else? Like, I'm doing that thing where I, like, wave my hand in front of my eyes.
Yeah, it must not be that dark out here.
The aurora must be providing more light than I thought something like that would.
No, it's your extra sensory perception based off of your whole nubbins.
That makes a lot of sense.
So you mean to say that I'm seeing through these things? And I'll put a claw back up on them. I still feel weird.
Yeah, now they're getting a little pointier.
Oh god, they're changing?
Yeah, they're getting a little pointier almost.
Guys, I'm gonna be full demon by the end of this, apparently.
They
probably.
it's kind of
Like
starting
demons
to,
are the only thing with horns.
right, and they're kind of starting to hurt your scales a bit where they're pokey.
Just be glad that you haven't, started growing the goat legs to go along with your horns. Sylvia would have been proud if you had. Been like, oh, that's a cool trick.
Do you want me to cut your horns out, or you just want to let them emerge naturally? I'm fine either way. I'm just asking.
Oh, wait, we're going to just butt him?
It's his call, not mine.
I think we should postpone surgery until after our quest.
So, for those of you who are not into goat husbandry, disbudding is the process by which they remove the horns of young goats so that they don't grow up with horns, because horns end up hurting other goats.
I feel like that is simultaneously awful and not awful.
No, it's awful. It's flat out awful, but it's
Okay.
the best thing for the herd.
Well,
I
the
mean-
best thing for the herd is dancing.
Because Maxim just learned Goat Facts!
He knows what he likes.
Goat Facts!
Goat facts.
Goat Facts!
I'm gonna need some music to dance to, Paige.
the horns for the goat
Joe, what part of Goat Facts don't you
Oh,
understand?
fine. Goat facts! Paige, I need some music.
Oh, right.
I don't have enough hair to make this work.
Nope, you don't.
Maxim, thank you for the 8-month subscription. Guys, it's been 8 months.
Has it been 8 months? God, really?
Thanks for the dance. I enjoyed it.
Thank you for the dance.
8 months of dancing.
Mike never stops dancing, ultimately.
You're dancing.
It's true. It's true. All right.
So, Paige, do I see any signs of this winter city anywhere?
Yeah,
Here,
as you,
hopefully.
as you start to travel, and it seems like time has gone a bit wibbly wobbly because the sun starts coming up again, and it doesn't feel like it's been a full night.
Oh, well, no wonder I can see. The sun's right there.
Right. So a gray dawn emerges. That is.
Well, that is some serious music for a
Oh.
gray dawn.
Yep.
Seriously.
The bass lets us know we're in danger.
Bass drop.
I'm in danger.
Yes. So you start seeing bits and pieces of blasted and ruined stonework. It looks like wherever this is, it must have once been lovely, but is no more.
Well, now it's lovely, but in like a terrible haunting kind of way.
Yeah, it just seems to be. It seems to be deprived of the vibrancy and the life of the Feywild. Even the parts of the winter Feywild were rejoicing in their winterness. They were rejoicing in the redness of holly berries, and they were rejoicing in the feathers of the cardinal. They were rejoicing in orange sunrises and pink sunsets. They were rejoicing in the green leaves of evergreen trees.
Nope, nothing about this was ever lovely. It's all terrible.
Fair enough. But here, it's just, everything is gray. It's almost like the life has been sucked out of it.
I look at my party members. Are we still in color, or are we in grayscale 2 now?
You're still in color, but the colors seem to be muted.
Well, this will just prep us. I'm sure the Shadowfell will be this like times 10.
Ross is in black and white, though.
But isn't he always?
Yes.
Y'all better watch it. Pretty soon I'm going to start sinking down into the swamp.
No, not Artax. I mean Ross.
Paige,
Yes.
I've got some bad news for you.
What is that?
The chat has deemed it fit for you to get a DM inspiration just as we're about to go into this awful place where we surely will get attacked.
What? We're not going to get attacked. We're going to go and we're going to chat
Thank
with
you,
people.
chat.
They're going to gather allies. There's nothing weird Winter Fey like more than kicking Shadowfell ass. So we just got to tell them where their ticket while they're trying to bite us.
Probably not very hard. So it's fine. Their hearts aren't really in it, ultimately.
Everything here seems okay.
I mean, for certain values of okay. So as you're passing by a line of crumbled pillars and half-destroyed walls,
Yes.
Malagar and Ross, you feel like you're being watched.
Don't look now. And then Malagar will sort of peek over his own shoulder.
Belwyn immediately starts looking around because she's the uncool one.
They're watching us. Can I tell from where, Paige?
Make me a can I tell from where check.
I'll give you this
Perception.
check.
Yeah.
It's the whiteout. Everything is awful here.
Your eyes are frozen. Like, that's just all it amounts to. Wow.
I'll give it a whirl.
Malaga, do you see them?
Let's see.
I can barely open my eyes, yet alone look for them.
There. Right there.
So you notice coming up out of the snow and like creeping towards you in a low stance, their bellies low to the ground. You see four. I haven't looked at this.
4 player inspirations from the chat. Thank you,
What?
chat.
As a matter of fact,
No, it's just 1, but still, we'll take it.
Now wait, did these beasties see us? I mean, we're covered head to toe in
Elven
top quality
magic.
elven magic.
In non-attunement elven magic.
Yay!
Best kind.
Best kind.
And I think Wildfire cast Pass Without Trace on us.
Yeah, because that's a great druid thing to do.
Y'all just aren't gonna let that go, are you?
I mean, once he stops casting vine balls at things,
Vine bulls.
vine balls.
Oh my god, what is this snow that's lazily drifting through the air on
Oh.
the map?
It's
Wow.
like some sort of awful animation.
awful.
It is the winter of my discontent.
It's like someone bottled your sadness and put it in.
That's
gift form.
true.
And
That's
then
what makes
shook
it more
all up,
pleasing.
And now it's raining from the sky.
As opposed to you getting a coupon for camping gear at REI.
Well, you
What?
see, Paige.
Yeah, that'd be the winter of our discount tents.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
fuck you.
Oh my god!
You know what's
Oh,
worse?
Jesus!
You know what's worse is that also Tiger was right there with you.
Oh, was he? I'm so not surprised.
You'll both disgust me.
Monster.
All right, we're shutting this
I
down.
love you, old snow
The stream,
tiger.
we're
So
no.
here's the question: does anybody want to buy a podcast? I've got one for sale.
And the stream.
And the stream. It comes with the stream. It comes with a channel, a built-in viewer base of some of the most passionate viewers I've ever seen before. You do have to take this DM, please. God.
Joe will work for nothing to keep it up technically.
Hey Ben,
Yes.
I got some bad news for you.
What?
She still lives with you.
Ugh.
Ooh.
You haven't gotten rid of your wife yet. Let me know
Also,
if you want to do that.
No,
are coming from inside the house.
I'm good.
Just a quick shout out to Kurgosh to express my awful discontent right now. It's summer and our house is incredibly hot. We've had the AC on and there's an air vent right beneath my computer and it blows cold air directly on me and it is the worst. So
You
bad,
can close the vents.
I was wrapped up in a blanket.
Why don't you cover the vent with something?
Yeah.
Because I can't actually I have to move my desk to reach it, which is inconvenient. But it's like,
But it's not so inconvenient that he's not going to bitch about it.
it's quickly getting there. Bitching
Thank
is
you.
so much
Thank you.
easier at this point.
You could lean some books to read.
It
right there.
is time to set this entire house on fire and move, Joe. I'm sorry.
Wow,
You've spent
Okay.
all this time and effort getting the bamboo out, so
it's true.
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't you just move to the there's no AC there.
yeah, in the shed.
To the murder house.
You need to run electricity there so that you could join us, because otherwise you would have to come in to, you know what, this is...
Yeah.
Back to this game!
I'm sorry, is Paige done loading yet? I think we did it, y'all. We filled that void time real good.
Is that good?
I mean,
Is
not
that
quite,
good the right
because
size?
Mr. No Longer Grumpy Pants is the wrong size, but other than that,
Oh, is he?
he is medium size. He should be the
Oh, I'm
large.
so sorry.
Ben, that's his convenient travel size.
And then I need
Ooh.
to be in front of him. And other than that, we're good.
You are so picky.
Yeah, I am. I'm just going to remind you that you married this.
I did, and I have no regrets.
I think the worst part about it, though, is that Ben is stealing the spotlight from the true hero of this game, Mr. Grumpy Pants.
But he's
It is
no longer
true.
grumpy because he's all, svelte and sexy now.
He is a Fey goatee right now.
That's right.
Superlative.
Still grumpy about it, though.
Oh, I mean, I never said he wasn't grumpy.
This is entirely true.
All right, so you see 4 ballymogs keeping towards you.
Rallymo!
Kalima!
No,
I'm not
Bally.
something,
Oh,
something crazy like rolling initiative.
ALY emoji.
Paige, can I take a free action to equip my wildfire? I'll wield him two-handed.
If you have permission from Wildfire.
I mean, we are all about consent here on this podcast.
Yes.
That is for sure.
100%.
Woohoo! I'm ready
Remember,
to
friend.
react to this combat.
Never perform a fastball special without consent.
It's true.
I like how we have a really tight grouping otherwise. We have 12, 12, 12.13, and then me at 2.
Mm-hmm.
My brain turned off for a second. I was like, how do I roll initiative in this game?
I don't know.
It's been a while.
Do we even...
What is even happening? I don't
How
even-
do work?
Oh no! They've snuggled up between us. We've got a 12.13 and then a 12.11 bad guy and then our 2 12s.
Hmm.
Oops. All right. Wildfire. The 4 ballymogs, realizing that they have been made, rise up out of the snow and assume a posture like they are going to run towards you.
Are they assuming the position?
Excellent. I
You're-
summon forth all of my fire magics.
Okay.
and throw it at them. Fire magics. I did it.
As in a fireball?
Yeah, it's in a fireball. They're in fireball formation, Paige.
They are. So
Here's my roll, Paige. I did a roll. It's a fireball. It says right there. It's on the tin.
yes. So you focus the power to pull a fire spell out of the weave and towards them, and nothing happens.
What?
Oh boy.
Like, you reach out for fire magic, and there's just not anything there.
Any time now, wildfire.
This happens to a lot of wizards. You shouldn't feel bad.
God.
I'm not charging you the slot, though.
Fair enough.
I mean, just like when I try
you
and
charge
cast
me
the
the
fireball,
action?
you don't charge
I
me
think
the
I'm charging
slot.
you for the action, yes.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I travel to Western Rain Galadriel, I guess.
Where is wildfire going?
Never to be seen again.
I'm gonna need some sad. I'm gonna need the sad end of the Hulk music so I can slowly down the road. My pack on my shoulder.
This is just a hurdle to overcome. I bet you can regain access to the fire magic.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do? Is there a move action that makes you happy?
No, not really. Not really.
Okay.
Define make you happy.
Malagar.
They're all lined up like that, which is just strange.
You should casually fireball them.
What if we all just casually fireball?
Everyone but me. Aww.
I'm feeling that's not even a thing these days. Well, let's. You know what? It's well illuminated, but not quite well illuminated enough. So let's just try this. I almost never do this.
I'm expecting him to do
Malik-
something he does all the time now.
Yes. It's
No.
It's going to be the moon aura.
Is he so transparent to you?
Oh God!
I mean,
Actually,
basically.
no. I'm going to. Malaga is going to is going to lift up a hand and say, "Fairy fire," and we'll drop a cube of fairy fire on those the leftmost three, because I think I can hit that with a 20-foot cube.
Yarp.
All right. I shall make you dexterity saving throws.
Yarp.
I am
Yes.
so not good at
I mean, the fire of fairies will be incredibly potent in the Feywild, right?
I'm gonna find out.
Yep.
a thing.
Emphasis on the fairy part, maybe?
Yep. All right. Here's number 1. Here's number 2. And here's number 3.
Well, you've missed them all. Assuming that the grayed out ones are.
That is
in fact grayed
correct.
out.
All right. They flicker to life with a bright light that sheds light in a 30-foot radius. Doesn't really matter because it with the snow, it's actually quite bright now.
Yes,
But
they're going to be outlined in a violet light. Which I apparently get to
Ooh.
choose.
You do get to choose. The choice is yours!
What?
Chicken butt?
there we go. That's what I was trying to do.
All right, everybody, make the most of it. I don't think I have a whole lot of other Fey type things, even though I'm a drow. But you know,
They have been been empurpled.
You done did do it.
Woo!
Woo!
All right. Anything else, Mr. Malagar? Got to move.
Malaga does feel a little uncomfortable here, clustered up with everybody. So he's going to displace. Let's see. This purple box is so comforting, though. Who wants to move outside of it?
Right.
Well, he'll still do it anyways. He feels like he's really just got a giant target painted on him back there. So, is this a low wall? Tell me about this wall.
It is a low wall between 3 and 5 feet high at any particular point. Getting over it, as long as you have a strength 10 or greater, just takes an extra 5 feet of movement. If your strength is not at least 10, it will take 10 feet of movement to get over it.
Okay, Malaga will just sort of hop over it, and I'll sort of be his... Oh, if I can, move him. Whenever my browser decides that I'm allowed to do things again... Oh, there we go. Now he's moved. Okay.
I was just fixing to look at your permissions, but it seems alright.
Yeah, no, that was... I was able to move him, do other things just now. I think Firefox is deciding it's having a moment.
Oh, Firefox, you so silly.
Yes,
Reboot and cuddles.
Right? And that's about it, because I'm not healing anybody right now.
Alright, so Fairy Fire Less, Purple Ballymog, is going to move 80 feet.
Are these stone walls like a 5-foot climb over?
If your strength is 10 or greater, it's an extra 5 feet of movement. If your strength is less than 10, it's an extra 10 feet of movement.
And what's going on with all these sticks?
Those are difficult terrain. Those take double move to go through.
Stick terrain.
Yes. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it perches over a skeleton in the snow. A skeleton with the long, graceful, elongated bones of an Eladrin. And plants itself there and opens its mouth, and you can see a bright bluish light start to emanate from its mouth and nose.
Ruh-roh.
Yes.
Oh dear.
No, it's a bear, not a deer.
This is probably fine.
Bump.
Alright, so everyone within 30 feet, which I believe is a social. It looks like I can get Ross or Hewitt in the cone, so I will choose Ross.
But the true threat.
I know it!
Hewitt the hero.
It exhales a blast of freezing wind. I will need a dexterity saving throw.
I'm just glad that it came out of that end of the bear and not the other end.
Hey, Paige.
Yeah?
Would you describe this as some sort of effect that I can see with my eyeballs?
Yeah.
No.
I sure hope so, because the way she
It's more
described
like a
it.
sneeze than a breath of wind, because
Excellent.
roll was ass.
I'm going to use a class ability, Ron.
Oh no!
And also,
Hold the presses.
I think that's also getting Goose.
Yes, and is also hitting Goose. Dexterity save 15 for 23 points of damage, half if you make the save.
Sweet.
Alright. Is that the everyone?
How much?
I haven't rolled yet. There you
How
go.
much was it if you make the saves?
So it's either
11.
23 or 11.
Okay, and I cast absorb element, so I half it again.
Sounds good.
Ooh,
And then,
that is a good call.
Coda, remember, you cannot cast absorb elements because you're wearing a certain ring that already gives you resistance.
Yes.
So you already have that.
Yes.
You've already got it, you see.
Yes, I do. I forgot that I got the cold resistance ring. Ha!
You forgot our marriage!
I did forget our.
How dare you?
I think that makes it null and void, actually, right? If you forget that it
Oh my
exists.
God.
then-
Nope.
There
Not
are a
in the
lot
front of the eyes,
marriages
Not in
in
the front of
Vegas.
no Banyan and anyone else.
And this is your 65-hour anniversary.
That's the ice anniversary, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ice
It
inverter.
is
Malaga
that.
Very
calls
so nice.
calls over the wall. Congratulations!
Belwood, I got you this ice cube to remember you by. Our love is as fleeting as melting ice.
Alright.
It's especially fleeting if you keep fucking forgetting it.
And also just as terrible as melting ice.
That's true.
Ross, now that you've had this poetic moment, it is your turn to go.
All right. In that case, I'm going to instruct Goose to. Ooh, wait a minute. Did we get +5 from that aura, Belwyn?
Yeah, you did.
Nope, that's only
It's
14. Shit. Okay, well, I'm gonna tell Goose to stay put because I think she's in a good range. She is, and I'm gonna go. Paige, you know what I hate?
What do you hate?
I hate the cold.
It's true.
So
Not
I'm
only
going
that, Ross does too.
Right.
to throw myself bodily across and above these difficult terrain. As I can jump, Paige. I can jump real good.
You are a jumpy lizard.
And I'm gonna throw myself directly into this bear's
Maw?
physical space with my sword.
How rude.
super rude.
Are you angry about this?
I'm so angry, Paige.
Are you mechanically angry?
I am mechanically angry, Paige.
Good stuff.
He is mechanically and chemically angry.
Blarg.
And so cold. So
So cold.
He's not. He's got a ring of cold resistance on.
yeah,
him.
he's actually Ross is totally fine. Mike is so cold.
Right.
Just by
Ah,
looking at this map, Mike is getting colder and angrier.
Yeah.
I've talked about the cold air blowing across my physical body right now, right? It's awful.
I mean, it's kind of blowing up your skirt.
This one is also not fairy fire, is that right?
Correct.
correct.
The fairy fired ones are now purple.
Well, you know what?
Hmm.
Are now
I'm
purple.
going to attack it, not opening myself up. Boom. So that's a 19 to hit on the first one.
A 19 will hit.
Boom.
That is going to be 15 damage, and when I hit, Goose is going to breathe out a ball of fire that envelops my sword for an additional 3 points of fire damage.
All right.
Fire.
Creature gives out a howl as the fire singes and blackens some of its white fur, and it looks really unhappy about that.
And then I will follow through with a 28 for 11 more points of damage on that.
I'm
Nice.
It you know, you've hurt its feelings, and it also is getting mechanically angry.
Ooh.
I did not agree to that.
Ross is contagious.
McAngry.
McAngry?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else there, Big Lizard?
That's gonna be it for now.
Victor.
All right. I will move up slightly, still staying within the aura, of course. I'm not crazy. And then I will take advantage of the illuminating magic of my boon companion, and I'll start putting arrows into the red bear.
It's
All
a
right.
service I provide.
Ooh, Kriat!
That's gonna hurt some feelings.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you this, Ron. Your target number is 15.
Oh, what are these 13s?
Awful.
You-
Wow.
Yes, that's
Wow.
what they are. Is awful.
Rude.
So you just let me know how much damage I'm taking at the end. Okay.
I did my best, Ron. I did my best. And this is how you repay me.
All right. Well, I should have.
Looked through the eye of your teeth?
Yes.
Gross.
Ugh,
Gross.
Thank you.
who does such a thing?
Have you tried looking through the eye of your nubbins?
All right. So let's see. How much damage do I do? Okay. So this all looks right. So I shoot a total of 4 arrows. The first 2 I shoot with great
Accuracy.
Thunk, 43 total damage.
Okay.
And then the other 2, I just shoot wildly into the air or something.
No, you shoot them with fine accuracy but low precision, and they both hump
Ooh.
into the same brick in the wall.
And then I regret not using my class abilities.
Ron, It's like I don't even know who you are anymore.
This is what happens when we have a couple weeks off. I mean, the Ron machine needs some oil.
We'll just say I thought I would just hit with all my arrows and just kill it without using any spell slots. We'll say that's what I thought.
Okay, sounds good. All
Yeah,
right.
I mean, we're all telling ourselves things to make ourselves sleep tonight, so it's fine.
Yes.
Yep.
Balrog number blue goes here and tries to savage Ross. And
Ballymonk.
because you've got 2 Ballymogs on you, it has wolf tack tactics.
Bear tag
shit.
tactics.
Bear tag.
Bear tag
They're
tactics.
bears.
Maybe the kobold version is what they learned.
Backpack tactics.
Backpack.
Yeah, they can be
Oh.
turned into backpacks, and so therefore
I mean,
they're
they
very
can
angry.
be. They've got a lot of skin.
Right, I'm saying. They're very angry about it.
That's what Ross is thinking.
Oh,
Man, there's a
ow.
lot of skin on these things.
Oof. Speaking of
Ron's
skin.
like, so many. So many.
All right, Coda, does
Yes.
14 hit you?
No.
23 hit you?
Yes.
All right, so you will take. I need to separate out the cold damage, don't
Yes.
I?
Yeah,
And
you
also
do.
also the physical damage?
Yep.
Yep.
He wins on rounding on
Actually,
both.
I think I'm equally resistant to both of them.
Well, sure, unless it's like magical damage.
All
or
right, so you have
Thorn damage.
21 points of a claw coming at you.
So
Yeah.
damn.
Just slashing damage.
That's just slashing damage. So that's going to be, you said 21, so that's
Yep.
10 points.
10
Yep.
points.
Then you have 5 points of piercing bite damage coming at you.
It's 2 points.
And you have 4 points of cold damage from the bite.
Also 2 points.
It's
All
kind
right.
of amusing. One of the barbarian's strongest skills is the math miracle of rounding down.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Ron, it thematically makes sense given
How
barbarian.
angry he is.
Math
Okay.
angry.
Mm-hmm.
So another,
Mangry.
Mangry?
so another Ballymog rolls up,
Oh, Jesus.
and it has wolf tack tactics, and it will do the same
Bird
thing.
took Pertix.
He's gonna be so dead before I can get to him.
Aw.
I like how it was
I'm not
more
even
like
bloodied yet, Andrew. Settle down.
no,
Malgar, you're
gonna
gonna have
say-
plenty to heal. Don't worry.
Yeah, I
Does
will.
a 16 hit Ross? I don't
No,
think
it does not.
Alright, so you'll take 7 points of slashing damage from a claw
Wait, from what hit?
from
A
Ballymog
claw.
number green.
Hit with a 20? My armor class is currently sitting at a 22.
Oh my goodness. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh.
That's right.
Oh.
Someone was like, when a dwarven master smith offers to make you armor, take the goddamn armor.
You say yes.
Hmm.
5, 10,
I mean,
15.
I gotta say,
20,
I've grown
25.
accustomed to those dwarven ways.
Of course, right now it probably is crazy cold, but
I
No,
can't
no,
get
it feels fine. Feels fine.
So this one can't quite get to you. I'm 5 foot shy. So turns around, inhales a huge lungful of the frigid air, snowflakes
Ooh.
swirling as they're drawn into its mouth and nose, and exhales a blast of cold air and ice at you. I will need a dexterity save, DC 15, or you will take.
How about a
some
22?
All right, you will take half of this.
Well, a quarter of this.
that's
Whatever.
a con save.
Yes, that is a con save. This should be a
Oh,
dex save.
Sorry. Boom.
Wow.
Nailed
Right.
it.
Nice.
So you'll
Well
take
done.
half of 36 cold damage, which is 18.
And then half of that, which is 9.
9!
Oh, because
Nine.
he's
He made the
barbarian,
save and
yeah.
his resistance.
Yep.
And
How are you doing, Ross?
Malagar, still not bloodied yet.
I
I'm
don't know,
sure-
Ron, you're making a face. Am I doing that wrong?
No, I'm starting to think that despite his belly aching, this is actually Ross's element.
We should test him further to check.
Point of inspiration to you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey,
kindly.
don't Schadenfreude inspiration off of me.
I mean,
Watch me.
he's warmed by the power of love.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Belwyn.
All right. So, tell me about this. All this shattered wood that's between me and where I'm going.
Just difficult terrain.
Cool.
And also perfect kindling.
Except that it's kind of wet from the snow.
Yeah.
Paige. Yes, and role playing here.
Okay, yes, and you can put it on the fire. Where you find out it's wet.
Damn it, she got me.
Coda, yes, and role playing.
You're right.
Monstrous, just monstrous.
Okay, no, I got this, because the solution here is clearly more fire. Wildfire?
So I have this new flaming pick. Like, if I point the pick at it, does it just, like, any fire come out by chance? Or do I need to actually get over there?
Let me check.
What are you, lazy now? You're like, meh, on that all the way over
If I can
I
hold
mean,
that whole zip code,
sure.
someone's...
Her patron goddess is the goddess of nobility, so it's like
Okay, sure. Cast Fireball as a
Walking's
mid-level
hard.
spell. DC is your safe DC.
I would like to point out Bellman
okay.
doesn't even walk. She's on a mount.
So they need to make save at 17, and I need
Define they.
to...
Well, including Ross.
I mean, Ross and everybody that's around him.
Okay, just wanted to know.
He's ruled by the power of my love.
The
Ross
sweet,
has been
the
bragging about.
sweet release of warmth.
So Blue Bear is going to save with advantage because I have DM Inspiration.
Now Ross is where you take more damage from this single fireball than all the enemy attacks thus far.
Probably.
I do want to point out, I have been in the midst of many fireballs, and they have never once touched my skin.
Yeah, because they were
Also-
done by professionals.
Also, unless I now have eyes in the back of my head, I don't think this is an effect that I can see.
I mean, you can... I'm like, hey, let's see if this works. So you definitely hear it.
Oh God, no!
You're not looking just one direction. You're constantly looking all
At the
around.
4 bears that are surrounding me?
Yes, if nothing else, because they're surrounding you, that definitely means you're
And also, you're looking for your companions to come join the fight with you, which they're definitely not going to do.
I turn
No.
around to
Come
say,
in
hey
there
guys,
just a
come.
minute. Ugh.
Hey, Belwyn, are you? Oh, gods!
Well, it's 31 points of fire damage. Save is 17.
Save is 17.
Ross, you look back and you see a fireball coming. You're like, awesome! And then you see it's not me, and you just turned sheet white.
Luckily,
it's not you. I thought
Luckily-
after communing with an archmage, you learned delayed blast fireball.
Ah.
I have prepared for this inevitable betrayal, and at the last second, I grab the fire with an absorbing elements and channel it into my sword.
Very nice. See, I'm powering you up.
There you go. That's functionally it's a positive ultimately.
Oh, I guess that's the
That'll be your
That's the
damage, I
damage.
guess, on that.
yeah.
And then I'm gonna roll up over here. That was awesome.
You need to warn me a little bit more before you do that.
Okay, let's see.
What do you mean? You took like 7 points of damage. You're fine. You deal more of that to yourself, like on a daily basis.
You're not
Such a-
wrong.
Such a cute lovers quarrel. So cute.
All right,
We're
the
running out of bears.
Ballymogs are scorched, confused, and quite upset.
Oh, well,
Huh.
great. I move further up. But I don't have action surge or anything, so just get up here and go, woo, I'm gonna get you.
All right,
Sure.
wildfire.
So I've been thinking a lot for the last round or so. What the heck is going on with my magic? Because that's weird. Let me roll you an Arcana roll.
Sure.
Got an 18.
I really want Paige to start creating like a metaphor of a Bic lighter.
I just gotta want it more. It's fine.
So you believe that by taking on that the amulet that you had found in the Underdark on the demon's altar, and by using that, it was empowering your fire spells, and so that energy sort of permeated the part of your personal magic that that deals with fire, and empowered it. However, when you attuned to the mythal, it punted that bullshit right out. Like that is its job. The demonic influence is persona non grata, and it just simply punted it out of your magic.
You don't get to do that anymore.
So do I have any idea how I could work around this?
Well, you know the Mythal's suite of powers have to do with life and growing plants and protection. After all, it does look like an oak seed, an acorn. So perhaps by drawing on those elements, you might be able to use the same magic formula, but call down something other than fire.
Sure.
Paige, Wildfire hasn't done that since his days in the academy.
Nope, he certainly has not.
Okay, I can give this a try. So I will try to cast a Scorching Vine?
No.
Okay.
I did it. I got there.
Describe to me colorfully what the spell looks like, what the effect is.
Okay. So, as Wildfire kind of reaches out his hand and says the incantation he has used many times for Scorching Ray, kind of out of each of the tips of his fingers shoots kind of a thin vine that kind of wrap together as they kind of reach the kind of the halfway between him and the creature. And then the vines kind of, as they land on the creature, they begin to twist, and the vines kind of follow their way back to Wildfire's hand as he kind of like continues the twist as they wrap around them.
I like it. All right, I gotta look up one thing.
Sure.
So you're rug burning them with vines.
I'm very.
That sounds really painful.
Yeah.
I'm
like-
very.
Yeah, I mean,
super
that's what they
painful.
get.
That there is not an emote in Twitch that is like vines, so that I could change the Wildfire emote from the flames to like plants. It just doesn't exist.
Well, we'll have to get one and add it to our suite of sweet emotes.
I mean, that sounds like we just need a
So
custom.
Joe, you realize that surely the vines will do piercing damage,
Sure.
but that doesn't carry the riders with it that the fire damage of a not Scorching Ray, Firebolt does.
Sure.
Do you think you would have pulled over poison damage as if the plant was poisonous?
Sure, that works for me.
Okay. If there's another damage type that you feel would be more appropriate, let me know.
Poison sounds like a good place to start for right now.
Okay.
That mage is poison.
I do like the thought, though, that Wildfire still shouts out, "Scorching vines!
Right.
Feel the burn of acid poison damage."
I'm just glad he doesn't scream out, "For the vine!"
Ignore the last one, because that was too many.
I was gonna ask, but I figured you had a method to that.
No, I just, yeah, clicking too many times was a method to my madness.
Fair enough.
Joe's just too excited.
Or maybe can I upcast it for more rays?
I don't
I
think
believe
so.
so.
I can! I upcast it! So I'm not a
Scorching
cheater!
Ray. So that is Scorching Ray, not Firebolt, is what it is.
It is Scorching Ray, yeah.
If he could cast 3 firebolts in a round, like, I would just be...
Okay,
Wow.
does the 14 or 15 hit page?
15 is your number.
Okay.
And I will point out, he can cast currently exactly 0 firebolts per round, so...
I know, which is why 3 would be amazing.
Alright, so what's my total damage there?
That's
18?
Or your
does
total
23?
damage, honey bunches.
23.
You married me.
I know.
3.
All right.
I keep saying the number like that's great.
Joe, the vines impact the target and end its current form on the Feywild. What does that look like?
I'm sorry, repeat that question.
The vines impact your target and end its current manifestation, physical manifestation on the Feywild. What does that end of that?
Well, I mean, like, so clearly, as the creature gets wrapped up in the vines and can't get away, the vines kind of begin to slowly consume the essence of the creature.
That's way better than what I was going to say. It's be like, rip and tear!
The vines do consume the essence of the creature, and you're left with a bright little holly bush there.
Aww.
I'm just amazed that Joe has clearly learned nothing from the body horror lesson he got earlier.
Lesson kink.
Just because it's your kink doesn't mean that everyone shares it. I guess they kind of do now, though.
My kink's on public to display. Right. So yes, you have a little holly bush there. Malagar.
Like I put the internet just shaking our
It's
heads.
cheerful. It's a cheerful little holly bush. There's bright red berries.
Oh, and you went muted again.
Uh-oh.
I think
How
that means
about
you
now?
take a shot. Oh,
Hey,
yeah, we
yeah.
can hear him now.
Oh, Malaga is going to peek over the wall and sort of crook his finger at the remaining bear and go, "You're about to meet your fellow's fate." This will be told dead
Okay.
upon it.
Oh, I thought you were going to turn into a bush.
A bush, a shrubbery.
Is a lovely shrubbery.
Yeah, so if you give me a wisdom save,
Yeah. Like, what
Yes.
do I do here?
it's okay.
Been a while.
Since I'm
Yes.
rock and roll.
How about an 8, Andrew?
Today it'll fail, and
Do you
yes,
do
it
more
is
than
missing.
5 points of damage?
Well, it's we'll find out in just a moment when I roll these 2d12. It can always be a smaller number than. Well, I don't know why the displays.
Here comes
there we go.
oh,
Yay!
That ends its physical manifestation in the Feywild at this moment.
We'll see you later.
Aww. I
Well-
take my flaming sword and I stick it down into the ice.
The ice cracks.
Well, that was untoward.
I mean,
Hopefully that's all of them.
I was about to say, it was rather rude that they saw us. Didn't all this elven gear that we're wearing, like, other than saying, like, you know, property of the Feywild, and I went to the Feywild and all I got was this stupid cloak, like, don't these actually work?
Maybe they don't work on other Fey.
Or maybe we're all practically invisible, but there's a delicious clanky goat wandering around, and that's what they were coming for.
Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to put my cloak on Mr. Grumpy Pants. And then... Wait.
You should put the boots on. Wait.
I was about to say, if I put the boots on, they won't hear him coming, but they won't see me on top.
Maybe this is the crappy gear that they sell to the tourists.
I knew that I forgot something when they were like, oh, there's all these free gifts.
Paige, I waved my cape around to see if it's magical.
It's still magical. There just happened to be a big clanky goat tromping along behind you guys that was not making any attempt to be quiet.
Truth.
What?
We've no one to blame but ourselves.
Well,
Shall we keep
disagree?
going then? Surely it can't be much further.
I think we'll end up keeping going next week on Feats and Fables.
Yes. You'll have to see what happens next week on Feats and Fables.
10 o'clock already. Like, y'all, I get to sleep in for 2 extra hours. I don't have to be up at 5 a.m.
Well,
hooray.
Coda, I am happy for you.
Well, that means we
but,
need to have an extra long porch slag session.
It's true.
Right?
True. Although I might melt before the end of that. We'll see.
Melt?
Melt? You mean freeze?
Yes, no, the AC has gone off, and now my room is apparently 1,000,000 degrees. What the hell?
I mean, Princess and the Peanuts?
I was about to say, like...
Alright.
What?
Oh,
You're trying to get away without the dancing?
Oh, no.
We're doing
Oh,
it.
no.
Dance porch lag.
Hang on.
Dance lag?
Oh, no, that's porch.
Dance lag.
Where's the
Let's
music?
celebrate. There we go. Yay! Oh, Snow Tiger! Mwah! I am glad we have only one brain between us, big guy. Winter our discount tints.
Book into dancing. So we gotta do some exit text, don't we?
Yep.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I just like
Put my
these.
list here.
Okay. So, thank you, dear listeners, for joining us on this adventure. Please
Yay!
and like, follow, and subscribe. We're starting to pick up some steam here, and we'd love to get more subscriptions on YouTube or what have you. Thank you, chat, for your inspiration, literally and also figuratively. We love having you with us. I have missed you very much. And also, thank you for the DM inspiration. We'd like to thank our listeners and supporters, particularly...
We've got Also Tiger, Maxim, and
Brother Flanner?
47.
Nice.
And again, we are still about 10 subscribers away from getting a new emote, so tell all your friends.
Ooh.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Please join us next Monday night on twitch.tv from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time to see what happens next and follow us to adventure!